love how you do it. People, if you're going to make them work, give them some exposure because you never know who's watching. But like you said, Erica, it's tough, man, to think about the work for them and teach them. But I got to find a way to do it more throughout the year.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing. The summer through that program, because they're being paid, like you can give them more work, you know, like for unpaid interns, which is what my, you know, the rest of the year, my internships are set up like that. You know, there's a fine line. I mean, first of all, like legally, you know, they have to be learning something so that you don't get in trouble with the Department of Labor. Like there has to be an educational component to your internship. And then it's just harder also because I'm getting high school students, they're also in school. So I want to make sure their education is priority. So I don't want to ever feel like I'm overwhelming you with so much work that you are not going to be able to complete what you need to do for school. Whereas for the summer, all they're doing is working for you. Like that's their only assignment. And they're being paid. They're being paid, a decent wage to work for you. So, you know, you can give them more responsibility. But those skills that I just mentioned are part of like the lesson plan, because I know like a high school student, time management, it's a work in progress. Like, I'm like, so let's talk about your time management because you didn't respond to me or you were kind of late to joining on our call. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Erica, I forgot. Or, you know, explaining to them about time blocking, about using the calendar. But I will say, because I've had 2 people come work for me 2 summers in a row, I've seen the growth. I mean, one person's a sophomore now in high school, also from Baldwin. Danelle, I'm sure you saw Jamaal on my social media, because I have them record videos. Like I get photo release forms so that I can use the content. Right? Like that. I mean, it's great, but I don't need to be the talking head all the time. If I'm talking about how I'm helping young people with skill development, I want them to tell you what they learned. I don't need to keep saying it.
I think I might do that next time.
Yeah, their parents sign forms that say I can use it for that purpose. I can use it on my social media platform and for marketing purposes only. Like I won't let nobody else can use it, but I can. And they find it fun. Like they're recording stuff. You know, the first time I had interns was in the middle of was during the pandemic, and it was during the census. So it was a great learning opportunity because I literally had them interviewing their friends and family once a week to ask them if they filled out the census. And I was like, if they didn't fill out the census, I want you to send them an email and text message, tell them why they need to fill it out. And then they came on my live to explain why it was important to complete the census.
And I felt like the biggest compliment that I got was at the end of the summer. They was like, "Oh, can we intern for you again?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, make this grown man cry in front of you," but yeah, I'll get all emotional with that. But guys, does anybody else have any questions? Don't let me call you out because she gave you some great information. Do anybody else have any questions for Erica?
I just have a quick question for Erica. You talked about the Chamber of Commerce. How difficult is it to join? Do they require a lot?
No, they just your money.
Run me my coins.
I mean, they just want your coins. They just want like for mine, it's $125. I think it's $125 if you pay by PayPal. But I mean, literally, they ask you for an introduction and they send out an introduction email that's like, I literally just got one today, a new company joined. So that, I mean, it's really good for promotion. And I know the person who manages like the social media, and she's really good about reposting and promoting. She promoted this, once I posted it as well, because she's a business owner in the community. But I mean, normally it's just that you pay, quite honestly. Because I don't be able to attend all the meetings. Our meetings are normally held during the day, like lunchtime, and that doesn't normally work for me. The one meeting I was able to attend was at night, and so it just depends. But normally it's just paying. I mean, maybe some have attendance requirements, but I don't think so because you're not joining their board. Like you're a member, so you pay an annual fee. And you get out of it what you put into it. Like if you're able to come to all the meetings, or the meetings, you come to the meetings that you feel are relevant to you. Because normally they announce ahead of time who's going to be the speaker or what the topic is. So if it's not relevant to you and your business, or you have a conflict, you don't attend. But I mean, listed on the roster, and then I get emails all the time about if there were meetings at the town related to Baldwin. And that's why I say like the whole local pride is important. Like I got emails from the Chamber and the Civic about different hearings, about redistricting, about the DRI money, about, you know, construction happening or in and around Grand Avenue. Like, it's just also just a great resource of just information, if nothing else.
Okay.
That could,
Thank you.
better the business. Yeah, sure.
I'm signing up right now for the mailing list.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's good. I will say, you know, you want to look at who the leadership is. Like we've had some changes in leadership. Oops, sorry, because people have moved. So for anybody that's from Baldwin, the last president was Frankie George, who was the owner of Gala Fresh in Baldwin. He left. So him and his family left the state. So his sister, who was running the Freeport Gala Fresh, is now running the Baldwin one. But the new president is the owner of Park West, which is on Grand Avenue, closer to the t-shirt company. So him and his family are the new ones. So like what I like to do is I like to contact the president when we have a new president, ask them what their goals are for the year. So I know what I'm signing up for, because annually that, like right now is when they're sending the money for us to join. So I want to have the conversation just so I know, you know, who the new leader is and what their goals are. And then, you know, see if there's opportunities for you to become involved. I will say my experience has been, if you have suggestions or want to volunteer something that is kind of in your wheelhouse, they're normally open to it. I mean, because you got to remember, it's a volunteer-led organization. So
I have to ask you, so with your clients, could you maybe walk us through a little bit about what that, I know you do initially a 15-minute consultation, but you know, if someone were to actually move forward with you, what does a typical engagement look like with you?
So typically I start with, what are your business, asking for people's top 3 to 5 business goals. And then from there, like, I'll give you an example. So I had a client earlier this year, and one of their business goals was increasing revenue and trying to assess some attrition that they experienced during the pandemic with one of their customer segments. So what we ended up doing, you know, they told me about the revenue goals, increasing more clients in that particular customer segment. So I worked with them and created a customer satisfaction survey, actually 2 customer satisfaction surveys for the 2 different segments. And using that information, you know, we sent it out, and then I analyzed the data and was able to help them identify the reasons why some people may have stopped using that particular service, identify other products that they could add to their inventory, also identify the best ways that people are finding out information about their business that they may not have realized. Like, some people may think like, okay, maybe email is great, but for some people, using WhatsApp works. Like, a lot of people use it to communicate with people in other places, but people use it as marketing because it is considered social media. So that was like one of the elements that they saw, like, okay, people are finding out about it and it is helpful. And then they were able to assess how frequently people wanted to receive emails, if they wanted to receive them at all, because that was something that was important to them. So I start with the end in mind, which is, okay, what is your goal? And then let's talk about some pieces of your business that can help you get to that goal. So if we are able to identify data from your business that can help inform some sort of strategic decisions, whether it be marketing, if you need to increase more inventory, like what does that look like and what's the cost associated with it? That is typically, you know, that is discussed in the initial meeting after you've already signed on. And then it's just about the execution. And in my report, in addition to analyzing the data from the survey, it's also includes strategic recommendations on what you should do, you know, based on what came out of this. And it all ties back to the goal. So I'm going to say, you said you wanted to increase more revenue. You could increase more revenue if you explored this. And it includes like using different technologies, automating some things, because I do end up working with a lot of solopreneurs on the business side. So we can't do everything. I know I can't do everything. So I'm appreciative for technology.
Right, 100%. It's about leveraging it to your your benefit and then being as efficient as possible.
Exactly.
Because the most precious resource is time, and you can't make more of it. So, hey, got to spend it wisely. Well, do we have any other questions? Sure, Rebecca.
So well, it's just for everybody whoever has a business and everything. When getting your name out there, what was the best way for you to do it? Was it like social media? Was it word of mouth, friend of a friend? Because, for example, my brother has a business, and sometimes he posts on social media and sometimes he gets traction that way. Sometimes it's word of mouth and he gets traction that way. What has been the best technique for you personally? Like, just curious.
I'll jump in here and I'll give everyone an opportunity to speak. For me, most of my clients come through referrals. So I really love that Erica shared that, people aren't leveraging their networks, like your family, your friends, your church, like all of those things. It takes a level of vulnerability, but those are the people who are most likely to quickly convert into actual clients, as opposed to someone who just randomly saw your post on the internet. Unless you're offering something that's a really unique value add to people that they've not seen before, and it's an innovation, people tend to gravitate to what they've seen or have heard about. I heard a statistic that it takes about 7 interactions before you can convert somebody into a client, and this is someone that you don't know. But if you went to family and friends, they already have that relationship. Chances are they've had more than 7 interactions with you already. It's good to get the buy-in and get the experience with them. And then you can do other things like go out, offer free workshops. And I'm not sure what his service or his product is, but can you partner with someone, do a fair, do a pop-up shop somewhere, and really just get your face in front of people. Sometimes getting people you don't know means that you need to physically be there at an event where they can talk to you, get to feel you out a little bit, because people will hold on to their coins until they feel comfortable enough to release them.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say is, whatever you're doing, you have to be consistent. So when you said sometimes he posts on social media, sometimes he doesn't, then there's no expectation of information being received in that platform. So then there's no expectation, there's no reason for people to come back. I have a consistent schedule. I post at least 3 times a week. So people know, if you come to my page on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, there's going to be content. It's going to be motivational. It's going to be about workforce development training or job opportunities. And it's going to be about Black-owned small businesses on Long Island or in other states that you can patronize. So I've set an expectation. So if I didn't post suddenly, people would say, what happened to you? You okay? You're not doing business anymore? Because I had a friend ask somebody that. She was like, I stopped seeing her post. And she was like, are you okay? Did you stop doing business? Because she had set an expectation. She always was posting. So consistency is very important if you want to use it as a way to make people aware. And I would say social media is good for awareness. I don't gain clients from social media. I gain people's awareness though. So between that and participating in opportunities like this, when people say can you speak? Or, like Adrienne said, can you participate in a street fair or something going on? So now people are seeing you, out in the community or out and about in a space that's in alignment with their business. Then they start to remember, your name. I was an employee. So for me, I had to get people to realize, I don't work for the government anymore. I'm on my own. I can say and do what I want. I'm not under this, because people say, oh, don't you still, literally in 2020, I was on an event on Zoom and somebody said, yeah, because when Erica is working with the comptroller's office, and I was like, hold on, Erica does not work with the comptroller's office anymore. Erica has her own business. You see that right there? So for me, it was to get people to understand, I don't work in that, I have my own business and this is what I'm able to do, and to actually inform them that I was doing this before I was actually working for the comptroller's office. So it was a re-education, and it took a lot of work. I was able to collaborate on stuff around the census that I had been doing when I was an employee, that I continued doing as a small business. And, I benefited from getting some news coverage, but it's about consistency. Like people just have seen my name enough that now at least I feel like if somebody says Erica Hill from Baldwin owns Vision Street Research, if they at least say that, I feel like I've been successful for the past 2 years of what I've been doing. You know, like if they are going to go to the website, then they can learn more, but it's been me being consistent in my messaging, and then where I'm sharing or articulating that message.
I love it. Couldn't have said it better myself. Consistency is key. I probably am a little more aggressive with my marketing, but I definitely believe in content, and you never know when you'll show up in the explore page or it'll get past someone. So, you know, time is opportunity as well. So the more he puts it out there, the more he'll receive it. And also to kind of piggyback off of Erica with consistency is the more comfortable it will be, because I'll be honest, I do have a YouTube channel. For the first month, I did not watch my videos after they were edited and posted because I didn't want to hear myself at all. But over time, I've learned to hear myself speak and just get more comfortable with putting yourself out there. One last piece of advice that I'd offer is that you are your brand. So being a solopreneur and trying to hide behind a logo, it's also not going to attract anyone. People are going to say, I don't know this logo, it looks nice, but who is this person? People will gravitate more with a person and a personality, and all right, I can relate to this person, you know, they look like me, they something resonates with them. And especially as a new business owner, I know you were talking about your DV kits and your car kits, your car repair kits, you know, people will gravitate to that story of, hey, you know, I've been followed, you know, walking through the streets or whatever the case may be. And people can relate to that, resonate with that. And when you get people aligned with your why, that's when you really start to get the buy-in. And I love that all the alignment, because the why and kind of setting your goals up front, and even what Erica shared in the beginning about, you know, what is your personal mantra or vision, or, you know, your professional goals, being able to articulate those things clearly, not very easy. And a lot of times we're kind of just thinking of things off the cuff, but if you actually, you know, took an exercise of once a day for maybe 21 days, just every morning, just what's your mantra, what's your goal, eventually it's going to stick and resonate, and just it'll be your elevator pitch that you can just walk into a space and you're very quick with it, and people will say, oh, she knows what she's talking about. So my 2 cents. But I do time, it is 7:01. So I do want to thank you, Erica. This has been an awesome discussion. Thank you everyone who came out today and those watching the recording. I hope this information was helpful for you. Check out some of these programs here. If you're not here on Long Island, at least check to see if you have something similar locally, you know, at least a Chamber of Commerce. I know New York City has a similar program to the Hempstead Works. So, you know, the town of Oyster Bay might have one. You can check out places on Suffolk, in New Jersey and other places. I promise you the town of Hempstead isn't the only one doing it. So even if you're far off, I know we had someone here from Cali, check to see if something similar exists in your neighborhood, in your county, in your state, to see if this is something that might be able to be beneficial for you. The last thing I will say is that there is an online resource called CHEGG, CHEGG, and they post internships there. I've seen other friends who've been able to get interns who've helped them with a slew of things through CHEGG. So that's also another resource. As we shared before, this is the last installment of the Government Means Business series. We're really, really excited with everyone that came out. Thank you to all of our speakers that we've had today throughout the series. I do want to take a second just to highlight our sponsors for the series. We have the Freelancers Union. They are the largest organization that supports freelancers. They've been promoting these events. Jalen was here in the beginning to talk about the Freelancers Union. If you don't know who they are, or you're not familiar with them, please check out their website, freelancersunion.org. They have a space downtown Brooklyn it's free to use, and they do have a membership, but you don't actually need it. I definitely recommend that you go check out their website. If you're ever thinking, hey, I want to look professional, I want to look polished, but I don't have an office yet, you can check out the Freelancers Union. They are nationwide. They have spaces all over. So definitely check them out. Also, I'd like to highlight the Beta Psi Sigma chapter, my chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, who is also a co-sponsor of this event. This month, we have our luggage collection. So we're collecting gently used luggage, duffel bags to benefit foster care children who are in the system. What we've found in the past is that typically when going from home to home, they're, it could be a rush situation. They pack their things up in plastic bags, and, we want to give them a better experience. So we're collecting luggage that we can donate so that they're able to travel with some type of luggage or duffel or something else beyond just a plastic bag. So if you have anything that's gently used, you received a piece you didn't really love for the holidays and you're willing to part with it, please contact a member of Beta Psi Sigma so that we can support foster youth here on Long Island. You can follow us on Instagram at Long Island Poodles. Please check us out. You can email me, Grammatius, at longislandsgro.com. You can check out our website or Instagram, but please just connect with us if there's anything you'd like to donate. I will then turn it over to you, Jamaal, so you can share about your chapter and events you have going on. Thank you.
As you can see that the relationship of me and Adrienne, I usually set them up and she usually knocks them down at the end. So we got that wonderful speaking relationship. But yes, I'm representing the Nassau Suffolk County chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. We literally just got chartered this year, and we have a party, hence why we have a Christmas party going on tonight. And also in February, we have a gala, and we love to partner with other organizations. So definitely look us up Instagram, NSA_Noops1911. We don't have a website yet because we're babies. But we do a lot of great things in the community. So the best way is to do Instagram. And I definitely want to thank Adrienne for the series. When we finally put the recording up, you gotta look at all four of them because our speakers really, oh man, some serious gems was going down in all these. And Erica, she definitely did her thing. It was the perfect thing to end it off. And, we have a lot of discussion talking about and see what we're going to do next year. But it's going to have the same energy and the same love to actually teach y'all. So, expect big things next year.
All right, everyone. So thank you. We will give you back your evenings. We really appreciate you being here with us. And Erica, again, thank you so much. You may see some emails from me.
That's fine. And just as a follow-up, the Summer Youth Employment Program is a national thing. They have it in Los Angeles because my sister lives there. So yeah, it's in multiple states. It's how it's administered. But it does exist in other states as well.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Please tune in next time once the series is back up.